Hello, welcome to my room. I am filming this when the sun is setting, so the lighting is gonna be like whack. However, you're just gonna have to deal with it because, you know, I can't control the sun, unfortunately. I unfortunately do not have that power. I'm also filming a video on how yummy apples are instead of sewing my shoes because unlike some people, I don't find sewing therapeutic. What? I'm gonna sew my silly little shoes with some silly little string, you know? I mean, hey, I broke it in. Look at that. It's also, I shaved her too. Should I put it on for you? Oh my God. I didn't tighten the drawstring, so this is what it looks like. Hello? Yeah, you literally don't care about shoes. I will continue with the video. So, me being an apple enthusiast, and no, not the technology brand, an actual fruit. I love apples so much. You know what I used to do when I was like 11? I used to have like 6 apples a day. Is that weird? I don't know. I just loved apples a lot, and I've had a lot of different types of apples because apples are kind of the superior fruit, you know what I mean? Like you can have them during any season and they're fine. They're like a go-to fruit, you know what I mean? And if you don't like apples, I'm so sorry. But like, what's wrong with you? Unless you're allergic, then like, God didn't choose you that day, did he? He went, no. It's not your fault, but anyway, so I thought I would rank my apples on how yummy they are. So the criteria for me ranking the apples is based on like crispiness. So you know how when you bite into like a bad apple and then it's like all floury and grainy and so gross? Yeah, that's not what a good apple is. Also based on looks too, like how good it looks, like the color. Does that make sense to you? Like, is it a pretty color? And also the tastiness of it, like the actual tastiness, the flavor of it. You want it to be kind of sweet or have some sort of flavor to it. You don't want it to be bland and watery. That's my criteria. What I was going to do was I was going to buy all these like apples that I've listed out on my tier list and eat them and then rank them. But a lot of these apples, seasons are different. Does that make sense to you? So like a lot of these apples aren't out right now.
Listen, are you gonna get Pink Friday, November 23rd? The album comes out. Please get it. I think you're gonna like it.
Because their seasons are different. And also, a couple of these apples are from like different countries. Does that make sense to you? Like the Pacific Rose is from New Zealand. So I can't really get that right now. So there wouldn't be any point in me trying to eat all these apples. So I'm going to try and memorize how they tasted. And I feel like I'm qualified enough to say. I am a big fan of apples. It's just in my system. Part of me is just apple. You know how your body's 60% water? Well, mine's like 40% water and 20% apple juice. That's how much I love apples. So, should I tell you my tier ranks? Should I do that? I think I should do that.
Yo, I get it cracking like a bad bag.
Okay, so I'll go through my tier ranks. Does that make sense? Let's start. So, from the bottom tier is I'm trying to restrain all emotions so I don't fucking cry. Literally means this apple is so bad. It does not fit any of the good apple criteria. It is so bad. Like, I don't think I need to explain it. It's just a really shit apple. Then the rank above that is, damn bitch, you live, laugh, love like this. And it's like, it's not the total worst apple, but it's definitely an apple that I just absolutely do not enjoy. Because why does it live, laugh, love like that? You know? And then the third rank is the fuck they doing over there. And it's like, it's a good apple, but like, what is it doing? You know? Like, it's got the basis of the criteria, but it's not a good apple. Like, it's still a good apple, but it's not something that I would like go for, you know what I mean? And then the second to top tier is it's pleasing me and my homegirl. So it's a very good apple. I would choose it, but it's still not the best apple. It's an apple that I would definitely enjoy and I would definitely go for in the supermarket, but you know, it's like not the total best apple. And then the very top rank is and that's like the total best apple, like very good apple. Top tier, amazing apple, fits all the criteria. It is the god of apples, or if there's more than one apple, the gods of apples. Does that make sense to you? I'm gonna put a disclaimer here. I have not had every single apple out in the world. So if you're expecting me to rank every single apple out in the world, I'm sorry, I cannot do that. I apologize. I've only eaten these 10, which is a lot of different apples. Appreciate that, please. Should I get started? These are like claves.
Some of y'all about to be real mad at me.
So, rocket apples. Rocket apples is first. Rocket apples. Rocket apples, rocket apples. Rocket apples. I might put her in It's Pleasing Me and My Homegirl. Rocket apples are very crisp and they're so good, and but they're still quite small though. They're really good, but there's not a lot of it, which might be a good thing, but it was a little bit too small for me. So I'll put rocket apples and It's Pleasing Me and My Homegirl. Okay, should we go Pink Lady? Pink Lady, Miss Pink Lady. I hate pink ladies. They are so bland. They have no flavor. They're kind of grainy. They're just big. They're like this big. Wait, I'll just show you a pink lady. Right, pink ladies. Do you hear that? That is not the sound of a good apple. That is the sound of the most blandest tasting apple ever. This is an apple with no personality. She does not have her own thoughts. She does not think for herself. She has no personality. She is so bland. And like pink ladies sometimes, if you don't put them in the fridge, they get all grainy and so gross, and you eat them and you're like, you know when you eat a grainy apple and then sometimes it just gets like stuck in your mouth for a little bit too long. Obviously I do go for them when I go to the supermarket if it's the only one there, but I still hate them so much. I really want to put her in Damn Bitch You Live Laugh Love Like This, but maybe I'll put her in The Fuck They Doing Over There. Nah, you know what? I might put her in Damn Bitch You Live Laugh Love Like This. I hate pink ladies so much. So much. Okay, next apple is Eve. Oh, I remember Eve apples. I loved Eve apples. They're really pretty looking. They're like very red. I loved them for a certain amount of time, but they weren't the best. I don't know, they were really pretty and they had crunch from what I can remember, but I don't know, there just wasn't much flavor, I think. It's like it had all the criteria and it just kind of tasted like paper. So, you know what? Eve apples, I don't hate them as much as pink ladies, but I'm still not a big fan of them. So I might put her in The Fuck They Doing Over There. I'm so sorry to all the apple enthusiasts out there and like that are screaming at me through the screen being like, Eves are so juicy. If I can't remember what it tastes like, I don't think it was very good, you know? Next apple is Pacific Rose. So I know my dad is a big fan of this apple. It looks really nice. It is crispy, crunchy. It has more flavor than Eve, I'm pretty sure. Pacific Rose, you know what? Pacific Rose is definitely above Rocket for me because it's bigger in size and it still has the juiciness, the crunchiness, and like the look, but it definitely doesn't belong in the R. Maybe I'll put her in It's Pleasing Me and My Homegirl, but like it's on the verge of It's Pleasing Me and My Homegirl and it's on the verge of R, but it's not quite there. I'll put her in there. But just know I'm a big fan of Pacific Rose. I would definitely pick it over Rocket apples. Envy apples are next. They are crunchy, they are juicy, and they look nice, but the skin was really like tough. It's not like hard to chew off or anything, but it's just like, it was just a little bit more than I wanted. They're definitely not an apple I would grab first. It tastes nice, but like when I eat an apple, I don't want it to be like a whole task. I just want it to be an enjoyable activity. You know what? I might put Miss Envy apple in The Fuck They Doing Over There because she's not bad. She's not the best, but she's definitely not bad. So we'll put her in there. Fuji apple I'm gonna skip over because I have a long explanation with that one. We're gonna go to Golden Delicious. She is going in I'm trying to restrain all emotion so I don't fucking cry. Golden Delicious, worst apple ever. It is not juicy, it is not crunchy, it does not even look good. Oh, I remember eating a Golden Delicious apple. So grainy, it didn't taste good, it didn't look good. If anyone watches this, is there anyone that actually enjoys eating a Golden Delicious apple? Like, who actually enjoys eating a golden delicious apple. Show yourself. So I'm definitely putting it in, I'm trying to restrain all emotions so I don't fucking cry. I hate golden delicious apples so much. It is literally the worst fucking apple out there. They're not good. They're not good, love, yeah? Next apple is Granny Smith apples. Okay, so Granny Smith apples, I used to have an obsession with them actually, because I was a little bit of a quirky girl and I was like,
I don't want to eat red apples anymore. I want Granny Smith apples.
However, I do like the tanginess. I like how tangy they are. I also like how crisp they are, but sometimes they're a little bit too tangy. And with Granny Smith apples, you can never find like the perfect taste. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like it's either too tangy or too bland. The thing with Granny Smith though is that all Granny Smiths are like crispy. So you'll never get like a non-crispy Granny Smith apple, which is good, you know, I appreciate that. But it's not the first choice that I would go for anymore, you know what I mean? I feel like I lived through my Granny Smith phase and it's done. I locked her away. I've done her. Time to put her away in the back of my mind and not live her again. So I might put her in Damn Bitch You Live Love Love like this. Right, next is Jazz apples. Jazz apples, crispy, looks good, juicy, definitely goes in top tier R. I love a good jazz apple. Jazz apples are so good. They are so good, especially when it's kind of a hot day and you put it in the fridge. Jazz apples are so good. Yeah, definitely going in, you know? Okay, and then second to last is going to be Royal Gala apples. Royal Gala apples to me are like a staple. They are just like the OG apple for me. Like, I just love, they're crispy, they look good, but it's got kind of a bit of a bland flavor. It's not as bland as like an Eve apple, I would say. It's not like, yeah, it's not as bland as an Eve apple, but it's not as juicy and as good tasting as a Pacific Rose. We're gonna put her in the fuck they doing over there. So last apple, Fuji apple. I'm gonna explain this in detail for me because I love Fuji apples, but the Fuji apples in Japan just taste so much better. Like, I don't know what it is about it. Like, I go over there and I just crave a Fuji apple. Whereas if you get a Fuji apple over here, it just doesn't taste the same. It doesn't look the same. I don't know, the vibe is a little bit off with Fuji apples. I don't know, just the apples over here, I just like, they don't taste the same. Like, they don't give off the same vibe, the same energy. So, you know what? Actually, you know what? I'm gonna rank this off of the best apples that I've had out of the lot. You know what? I might put Fuji apple in like, Oh, I wonder if you can hear that on film. There's some fucking banging going on. Good on them. If they're getting some action, get into it, I guess, but damn, I don't want to hear that at 9 p.m. Okay, cool. Wow, okay. Right, so that's my tier list. That is my tier list. I hope you enjoyed that. I had actually a lot of fun making that, you know? It made me relive my apple past. I haven't been eating as many apples right now because it is summertime and it's not really apple season. I've been eating more peaches. Hopefully it doesn't turn out to be like super long. I don't know what else I want to say, but thank you for watching. Thank you. If you made it to this point, thank you so much. Hope you have a good day. Wear a mask, wash your hands, socially distance if you can. Eat an apple a day to keep the doctor away. Anyway, okay, have a good day. Fun fact, lions can get their water from plants, and then I didn't read the rest of the fact, so that's all I know. That's all I retained in my brain, so now you know that too, so that's cool.